All right, let's get started. I'm Cassidy, a UX designer at Elementary. Thank you for joining us for our special live event today. It's been fun this past week hearing everyone's excitement over the ominous countdown on our website, and we can't wait to show you what we've been working on. But first, let's take a step back about 20 months. We released Elementary OS Luna in August of 2013, and our OS has been downloaded over 3 million times so far. That's pretty insane. It's pretty exciting. And it's been recognized as one of the top 10 most popular free operating systems. And Luna got some really great press. Wired magazine said Elementary OS is different, a beautiful and powerful operating system that will run well even on old PCs. MacLife said that Elementary is a fast, low-maintenance platform that can be installed virtually anywhere. And Lifehacker called Luna lightweight and fast, completely community-based, and they pointed out that it has a flair for real design and appearances. And what's really interesting is that over 60% of our downloads are coming from non-open platforms like Windows and OS X. So we're not just gaining market share among Linux users, we're actually expanding the open source software market for everyone. And Elementary OS has been translated into over 60 languages. So no matter where you are, where you're from, what language you speak, you're able to use Elementary OS. For example, here's some five-year-old students at MEA International in Ningbo, China, running Elementary OS Luna. They're able to use something we've created to learn and create things of their own, and that's really powerful. Now, in the time since Luna was released, we've paid out over $8.8 thousand to developers to work on open source projects. And there's actually still $6.4 thousand in bounties available, and we're adding to that quite frequently. We've helped fund upstream projects like Inkscape and GNOME projects like GTK because we want to make the tools that we use better for everyone. We were also able to attend Scale and GNOME West Coast to talk about and collaborate with other open source projects. And just within the last month, we've been able to bring on 2 new employees to dedicate their time to Elementary OS. But we're not here to talk about Luna today. We're here to show you what's next. And to do that, we have Daniel Freya, the founder of Elementary.
Thanks, Cassidy. So I'm really excited about Luna. I'm really proud of it. It's been really successful, and I think we're all really proud of it. You know, it was a pretty big step for us, and it took a while to do it. So like Cass said, we're not here to talk about Luna. I want to talk about the next big thing, which is Freya. Now, one of the goals that we have internally for a new release is, as we look at the last release, and we say the new release should make the last one kind of look bad. Like, we need to improve upon it so much that you look back and you can really see the difference. And remember, we're talking about an operating system that a lot of people said was the most beautiful open operating system that you can get. I mean, it's still really popular. People tweet at us and message us on Google Plus all the time and talk about how great Luna is. So this was a really big deal for us. We set the bar pretty high, but I think that we did a really good job. And to really appreciate Freya, I think you have to compare it directly. So here is Luna right here, and we did pretty good with it. But let's flip over and take a look at Freya. And you can see immediately, just from that transition, how we've removed the background from the panel up top. We've improved the spacing across all the icons. We've cleaned up a lot of the iconography. We've ditched some of the gloss that was really popular, 5-10 years ago, kind of thing. We really changed up the visual design. So let's look at some of the apps we changed. This is videos as we shipped it in Luna. And you can see that it's kind of bulky. The playlist takes up a lot of screen real estate. It's very kind of an old school app, the big menu bar at the top. And if we compare that directly to videos in Freya, you can see how much slimmer it is, how much more focused on the content it is. And you can see that it's one of the new dark apps. It just looks really great. The UI fades away so you can focus in on what you're watching, and it's a big improvement overall. We also updated our Photos app. This is shot well as we shipped it in Luna. And you can see, again, the menu bar up top. The iconography in the sidebar wasn't that great. The photo thumbnails are really small by default. And we've got that metallic kind of glossy scroll bar handle at the bottom there. And if you flip that over to what we have in Freya, you can see that we've improved the iconography. We've ditched the whole menu bar to make some of the functions more apparent. The thumbnails are now bigger and they stand out better on the background with better shadows. We've ditched the borders. Everything about the redesign is all about putting the content more forward and making things more discoverable and organized and less packed away. And if you look at our dev tools too, Scratch and the terminal, you can see that they're pretty plain in Luna. You know, they get the job done, but Freya's versions are really beautiful. You can see again in terminal that we've used the new dark theme here. The color schemes that we use are based on the really popular solarized set. So they're color schemes that are designed for long use. When you're in a dark room or a light room, staring at the screen for a long time, your eyes can get pretty tired. So we thought this was pretty important to ship some really great color schemes and make these apps look really beautiful. But the apps aren't just beautiful. And design isn't just something that we stick on top of our apps. We've actually designed things all the way from the bottom up. And a lot of these design changes are made possible by new technologies that are available to us in Freya. So to talk about some of those great advancements, I'm going to hand it over to Avi.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, in Freya, we've got a ton of great new features, and I just want to talk about a lot of the under the hood and over the hood features that you can expect really across the board throughout your elementary experience. So in Freya, we've totally redesigned our notification system to make notifications smarter and more beautiful than ever. In Luna, notifications just kind of told you what's up, but you couldn't really interact with them. Now, notifications are actionable and dismissible. So when you get a notification about a new email, you can just click it and start reading that specific email right away. It'll open your email client. And if you don't want to respond to your annoying friend's IM, you can just click the X and forget he's even bugging you. And we didn't stop there. We've got per-app notification settings and a global do not disturb mode when you just want to go heads down and really tune out the outside world to focus on what you're working on. We've got a totally redesigned multitasking view in addition to our notifications, and these two really go hand in hand. The new multitasking view is super app focused, so it's even easier to see and switch between open apps on all of your different workspaces. It's also more discoverable, and we've got a new default dock shortcut which lets you launch the multitasking view right from Plank. Plus, you can even switch between workspaces in the switcher with a 2-finger swipe, so it's even faster to switch between workspaces and get at your content. It's a great example of design that's not only super functional, but also really beautiful, sort of the elementary philosophy. We've also made a bunch of improvements to Slingshot in Freya. So Slingshot is that really great tool that lets you quickly launch applications, recently used ones, and even ones that you don't use so often. And under the hood, we switched to libsynapse, which gives us even faster and smarter search results. We've also got support for math calculations built into the search bar, so you can use Slingshot as a calculator in a pinch. We also have built-in quick list support, so you can right-click an app in Slingshot and quickly launch right into the part you want. If you're not familiar, quick lists are those parts of applications in Plank that when you right-click will show you some additional details, and we've got those right in Slingshot. We've also made a really important new change in Freya, which is captive portal support. So if you've ever tried to connect to internet on a coffee shop or a hotel's Wi-Fi system, you've probably been kind of frustrated by the experience. You know, all your apps try to get online as soon as you connect, but they're not really online. They're kind of stuck in this you know, twilight zone where they're trying to connect to the internet, but they're only on the local network. And they'll just give you errors, and they won't really stop until you figure it out and open up a browser and agree to the terms, and you can go on. But in Freya, we've totally solved this problem. When you join a network, Freya knows whether it's a captive portal network or not, and if it is, it'll just show you a browser window automatically. It'll just pop up displaying the portal, and you can read the agreement, sign on, and as soon as you do that, your apps will wait and then figure out that it's ready to reconnect, and then they'll start syncing and your emails will start pouring in, and it just works pretty seamlessly. Also in Freya, Switchboard is even better than ever. Not only is the app itself improved with better animations, search, and it's more stable, but we've also made a bunch of improvements to the plugs themselves. Plugs being those actual mini applications that let you configure every part of your computer. So we've built a number of plugs from the ground up using our new plugin infrastructure, libps, and displays is one of those. It's totally new. It's even easier to configure your displays, especially multi-screen setups. We've also got a totally new user account system, so it's even easier to change and set up new accounts on your computer. Same with notifications to support some of the work we've done in the notification space. We've got a brand new plug that's really beautiful and makes it easy to configure banner and plank icon notification settings per app, and of course global do not disturb mode. We've also got a new apps plug which unifies a couple different old defaults and startup app panes into a much more easy to understand and work with plug. And we've got a great new security and privacy plug which has a better firewall setting and privacy mode, and we're really looking forward to bringing a lot more privacy-centered design choices into our operating system as time goes on, and this is a great first step. So in Freya, we're really continuing our tradition of standing on the shoulders of giants. We're building on some really great upstream releases, and pretty much all of the features that we're able to deliver in Freya are made possible, at least in part, by some really great work from some really awesome upstream teams. Specifically, we're shipping Linux 3.16, which comes with a tremendous amount of improvements, specifically performance improvements for graphics cards, support for entirely new graphics cards, much better power management, and security and stability. We're also shipping GTK 3.14, which has a bunch of great new changes. One of my favorite is GTK Inspector, which lets GTK developers and people who are building applications for our platform and for other GTK platforms really fine-tune control of their applications and the way they feel, and really play around with settings faster than was really ever possible before. GTK 3.14 also gives us client-side decoration support, much better animations. You can see that throughout Switchboard and a bunch of our applications, Slingshot, and we've got some great new widgets throughout our apps. Also, we're shipping Vala 0.26. That's the programming language that we use to build all of our applications and all of our shells. And we have the very, very latest Vala 0.28, which was just released super recently, available in our repos as well. So the developer stack is great. And another really important but super under the hood change is we have much better UEFI support. So in the past couple years, there's been a big transition from traditional BIOS booting to what's called EFI or Unified EFI. And especially for newer PCs and Apple hardware, that makes it even easier to dual boot or to just single boot elementary Freya. And it's going to be a really great experience, especially because that out-of-the-box setup can be one of the most challenging parts of really any new operating system experience. And UEFI support just makes that even better. And this is just really, I've only touched on a couple big main features, but to hand off, to tell you more about some of the hundreds of new features we've got, I'm going to hand it off to Dan.
Thanks, Avi. So, as you said, there's tons of new stuff under the hood. We've got GTK 3 only. We have file search, new animations in the dock, new animations across all our apps, smooth scrolling, natural scrolling. We've eliminated menu bars across almost all the entirety of the UI. We have better emoji support. We have core font replacements for the web, drag and drop from Slingshot search. It's just, there's a lot of stuff. I think it's over 1,100 changes that we made in the last release. So I'm sure that everybody's wondering when Freya is going to come out. We released Luna in August, about 2 years after Jupiter. It's been about 1.5 years right now. And the back-to-school season release time is pretty good. A lot of people seem to think that's a great release time. But I'm happy to announce that we're going to release Freya today. So you can download it from our website. You can pay whatever you want or nothing at all. You can share it, remix it, pass it around, let everyone know. And we're really happy to see what everyone does with it. We've already seen a couple of great videos pop up over the last day of people trying beta testers. So we just want to give a big thanks to everyone who helped make this possible and everyone who supported us through Luna. And we're really excited to see what the future holds.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Go download it later today.